Okay, here I have my stretched out cube that I have been working on. I've applied the image map as a color. I've applied the roughness map. I've applied the normal map. And then I stretched the UVs on this side, and I used a different material on this end. And I can see that if I click here and click on the Material tab, I can see this is Standard Surface 1, AI Standard Surface 1. I'm going to call this Object Material. And if I click away and come back, it's Object Material. If I right click and choose Face and choose this end cap here, it says AI Standard Surface 2. I'll call this End Cap Material. So I have two materials that I created just for this. They're identical in every way except I stretched the UVs on the ones on the side, and it's that I applied the end cap material to this face and to this face, and then if I click back into object mode, you can see the object material. So one thing that we can really see here, and I want to, in fact, no, I like the other way better. I want to see kind of both these faces. Let's look at it in the Arnold renderer. So that's much brighter. The lights are quite bright in here. And if we move our view around, we can see these stones are quite shiny, but definitely they look dimensional, and that is the normal map, the quality of the normal map. I haven't forgotten the top, but I'm going to add concrete cap to this stone wall. They're very shiny, and maybe I want to change their specularity, but first I want to add another map, and this is called the Ambient Occlusion Map. In the normal map, we can see that the mortar looks recessed. The stones look like they are standing away from that, from the general surface. Oops. Away from the general surface. Right? We can see kind of standing away, recessed. But what we're not seeing is darker elements where the recession appears, where it's recessed, and brighter elements where it's standing away from the surface, from the general average surface. Again, it's worth noting here, none of this has changed the geometry in any way. The geometry is still perfectly flat. We can see, looking straight down, there are no bumps in that geometry. So what I'm going to do is take a snapshot of this. I want to see both the end and the side here. And snapshots in the Arnold renderer are taken right here with the camera. I want to have this snapshot because I'll take another snapshot after I've added the Ambient Occlusion Map, which came with my texture here. And we'll see how much darker the mortar is, and also some of the surfaces of the stone. So this is all the maps we've added so far. The color map, the roughness map, and the normal map. But we're going to add ambient occlusion. I'm just going to minimize this for a sec and get my hypershade window back up. There we are. And hypershade, okay, has the Arnold renderer as part of it. I think this will be okay. The issue being, be nice if we could, yeah, there we go. So we don't have to see that whole snapshot. There's my snapshot. I believe that taking the snapshot has added an image to my image folder. We'll look for that at the end. These are how you can share things with me. You don't have to, I don't want to be downloading all your Maya projects. I want to see snapshots of textures and whatnot. But here's my snapshot of that texture, and we're going to add ambient occlusion maps and see the difference. This is as tight as I can get all this stuff here. Nope. That's as tight. Okay. So down here is my hypershade window, and you can see there are two materials in it. The names have been changed now. to end capital material. That's the one on the left. And the one on the right, object material. So I'm going to work with the object material first. And what I have to do here is let's just click on this, and you see I have a kind of what the output looks like here. Same here. But I'm going to add the ambient occlusion material, and I'm going to multiply this this is the JPEG here. I'm going to multiply this JPEG, which is the color JPEG, the colored map, by the ambient occlusion map. Multiply these two. So I won't need this connection anymore. Right? And you can see it's gone black. It's worth noting. It's kind of interesting. Now you can see there's a different material here, so we still see that material. But this material is now quite beautifully, in a way, like coal or something. It's got no JPEG. It's got no, no color JPEG, but it still has the normal map and the roughness map, and you can still see all the stones there. That's the difference between a color map and these other two maps, particularly the normal map. I'll put this back in here. Okay. Actually, I think it's better out. We'll just minimize it here for a minute so we can see. Yeah, we can see this stuff better. This is the material for the object material, and I've gotten rid of the. It was an output from out color, not out alpha. It went. In fact, we can just plug it back in to base color. And there it is, back again. Okay, so I need to get this this ambient occlusion map into this hypershader, and there's another way to do that. Than we've looked at 3 different ways, I think, to do this kind of thing. My materials are in. Here's my tutorials, images, and Stonewall. So we've used here's the ambient occlusion map. You can see it's also a grayscale map. And we have not used the displacement map, and we won't here, because I don't really want the geometry to get more complicated. I want the geometry to remain simple. The whole idea is to make it look complicated while the geometry remains simple. But we will use some displacement maps a little bit later to make terrain, which is actually really handy and quick. But here's my roughness, my normal GL that I used, my color, and here is my ambient occlusion JPEG. I'll just push this over here a little bit. Here's my Maya project. I don't want to look at this. I do want to look at this. Can I? Nope, it won't let me minimize just that one thing. Okay, so I guess I'll have to. There we go. So here is my ambient occlusion JPEG. It looks like this. I want to drag it into the hypershade. And there it is. So I just wanted to show that you can just drag them in. I'm also going to drag in a kind of unique way to copy some connections. Let's look at this. So I want my color JPEG and my ambient occlusion. No, that's roughness. Here's ambient occlusion. I'll move it up here. I want to multiply my color JPEG by my ambient occlusion JPEG. I just need to multiply this by this and plug that into the base color. Don't need this at all, so I'll just delete it. What I do need is all these outputs to go into the ambient occlusion, and including UV. And you know what? That is way too much work. I'll just triple click that again. But I can copy all these connections from here to here, I can copy them to here. And the way I do that is I select this, I hold down Control, and then middle mouse drag. See that plus sign there? So all those connections are now to both these inputs. Middle mouse dragging is, in Maya, means apply. So I'm applying this 2D texture connections to the ambient occlusion map. And now I want to multiply these two. I'll get rid of this connection for a second. I guess I just click on it. There we go. It's gone now. But I want to multiply these two. And that is a module just for multiplying. And if I click anywhere in here and hit the Tab key, I could say AI. And I think Arnold is the A in AI. Mult, or just MUL, or MU, and get the multiplier. And I want to go from out color to input 2 on the ambient occlusion map, and output color to input 1. I don't want the alpha to be an output. So now I've multiplied using this multiply thing. Let's move these over just a little bit. And here's the out color, and I plug it into base color. And now let's look at, can you see that the mortar is now darker everywhere? Let's rotate this view. This is my so you can see I applied it to the object material, but not to the end cap material, and you can see that this is not so dark. I'm going to apply it. I'm going to do the same thing to the end cap material, and then we'll take a picture. So here's the end cap material over here. I'm going to well, I guess I can drag in the image again. I think I closed that image folder, but it's oh, there it is. So here's my ambient occlusion. I'll just drag in a copy here. I don't have to make the UV stretching happen on these because I'm using all the same inputs here, and so I think the UV wrapping is happening. The UV stretching is occurring. I'll get rid of this connection. Here, I don't need this. This is my ambient occlusion, and this is just the 2D texture node. I don't need that. I'll pull this up here, pull these down. To copy all these connections, again, it's Control, middle mouse drag. Try this again. Control, middle mouse. Oh yeah, and I have to drag not just to the node, but to the input here. And then I want to create a multiplier. I just anywhere tab, AI M U. There you go. Multiply. I'll put this here. So multiplying this black and white texture by the color texture gives us the result that we want. And so it's output color to input 1, output color for the, I don't know if it matters to ambient occlusion. I guess you multiply two numbers. It doesn't matter which one goes first, but this is how I'm going to do it every time, is the color JPEG goes into input 1 and the ambient occlusion goes into input 2. Out color to base color. And And then here's my, which one of these is, yep. Now you can see, there it is. This mortar has become darker. And let's do one more thing before we take a snapshot. I'm just going to look at the object color, object material, and object material. I see. So there are two, because the object has two materials, there's two of these. So I'm going to take the object material, and I will get the specular and bring the weight down. It's hard to see here, but I'm just going to bring the weight down. I will rotate this view a little bit. I'll bring the weight down. Let's just bring it down quite a bit here. I'll say 50%. And that's I just did that to the object material. Now I'll do the end cap material. Bring the weight down to about 50%. Okay. And then back to our renderer. I think I have it open already. That's why it won't open. There it is. I don't know that it really made much difference there in terms of the luminance. Let's leave this open. Here's the object material. That's the one that's will be visible on the sides. Weight, oh, I see. I see. That's base. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do the weight of the, I see. And here, what did I do here? I did the weight of the base color. Sorry about that. Just made it darker. Let's do the weight of the specularity. There we go. There we go. See the difference? Quite, I think it's shinier if we look, yeah, quite shiny here. Weight of the specularity to 50%. Yeah, that's much better, I think. Maybe even a little bit less. So what is that? 167. And we'll do the, oh, that's the end cap. Let's look at the end cap. Yeah, we've reduced it a lot. So I'll put it in the middle again. And then here's the object material. And again, it's the weight now of the specularity, not the color. And we'll just rotate around. That's half as shiny. I don't know. It's hard to tell. This is the object material. If we bring the weight of the specularity all the way down to 0, you see it's gone. But we don't really want that, I think. And it seems like a little bit goes a long way. So this is just basically 0.2. And we'll get this end cap material, make it 0.2. And just call it done. I'm going to rotate this around so it's about the way it was before when I took my first snapshot. Here's the snapshot. Where's my snapshots? I'm going to save this and call it Ambient Occlusion. I think that's how you spell occlusion. And let's try this renderer. Huh. Let's see. Let's get the. I'm going to put this in the hypershade. I seem to be not getting images, but you can see the difference here. But let's, I'm going to just save this again. Say OK. Close it. Save. And then let's just look in my, here we are, in my 3D, my tutorials, images. Source images? Where do those snapshots go? Something for us to find out, where the snapshots are saved. I will find out for you.